I want to preface by saying that it's not about all men. They're like, are you busy? I'm like, yeah, with myself. I like it when men cry. Just eat ice cream and watch some show. That is
No,
the most I can do. I
no.
don't do anything.
Try again.
Like, I was going to say mofo, but then I realized it's something else. So I'm like, no, 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 no. That's just not.
Welcome back to another episode of Kisse with Kasturi. I am absolutely loving filming these videos and I am so excited for today's video because I have a very special guest with me. I have known this person out of all my friends the longest. We are of the same age, so I've literally known her since she was born. So you could say our friendship has survived everything that a friendship sees in like 27 years. And I'm so excited to introduce you all to my very special friend Ananya. We have seen each other go through things, we have seen each other fall in love, we've seen each other get married, and it's just like the complete journey that two friends can live. Today, we are talking about a topic that is very, very close to both of our heart. But before I pass it on to her to introduce and what she's doing and everything, I just want to be very, very grateful to everyone who's being part of this podcast because our time zones are different. We have different work schedule. We have a lot of other things, but I'm just very glad that everyone is able to make time. And I'm very glad that I'm able to bring this to all of you and just two friends sitting and chilling casually. So welcome to this podcast, Ananya. I hope you're excited.
I'm very excited. Thank you for having me.
So please tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and maybe throw in a little weird, interesting fact about yourself.
Hi everyone. So I'm Ananya Gupta and I'm that awkward friend of hers. And I'm very excited to be here today. I'm a freelance content writer, and a weird fact about me is that I have to do everything in even number, or something bad will happen, or so my brain thinks.
This is actually so on theme with our podcast today, which Ananya will tell you what we're talking about today.
So today our theme is I'm fine. If you can get it.
I'm fine.
Like seriously, I'm fine. It's about how we lie to ourselves and how we cope with certain situations. And I think a lot of us, like everyone who is watching this, can relate. So yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this thing because I have so many stories.
I'm so excited to know all the stories. I hope I don't know some of them. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think you don't.
Okay, I'm so excited to get into this. But before that, what beverage do you have today for this episode?
So for today, I have Thumbs Up.
Oh, I really like the glass. It's really cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's my favorite one.
My drink is of a very similar size, but it's
that's cute.
It's iced coffee mocha. There we go. So we have our beverage, and all of you go grab something to eat or drink, and let's just get into this video. Starting off with this question, what's the biggest I am fine lie you've told yourself?
I have told this to myself a lot of times. Like for example, sometimes you have a lot of work you have to do and you are in the middle of doing those stuffs and you have this sudden thought, God, I'm such a loser. I can't do anything right.
Yeah,
and then there are days when you can't even get out of bed and you will have an entire bag of Doritos and you will feel like, oh my God, my life is so happening. We do that.
I have a bag of Doritos every day. Not even
I had kurkure, a 20-pack kurkure yesterday and I was not even ashamed.
I know.
I thought I'm going to have like half of it, but then we all know how it went.
Yeah, you can't stop at half. I mean, like for those of you who don't know, kurkure, it's an Indian snack and it's like a crisp, which is so yummy.
Yeah.
You can't stop at
And
half.
I had the green one. I had the green chilies one. It was so good.
My favorite one is the orange one.
I have had the orange one so many times, so I'm like, I might as well have this other one.
Again, I'm sorry I distracted you. Yes, please continue.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Whenever we talk about food, we just keep going on and on and on about that.
I feel like for season 2, I should just have an episode just talking about our favorite food.
Yeah, we should do that while eating our favorite food. That would be fun.
That's a great idea. I am just, every time someone says eating, I'm like, I'm there.
Of course, the reason why we attend events is for eating.
I know.
We just want to eat.
I can't wait for my own wedding so I can eat.
I can't wait for your wedding to eat.
Yes, you were saying about the biggest lie of I am fine you told yourself.
See, for me, I feel like I used to be like the biggest people pleaser. So every time I have some kind of issue, like for example, I have fever and someone else is like, oh, let's go to this place and that. I'm like, okay, sure, fine. I'm all excited. And later, I would just, I don't know. I used to be like that. And now I'm like, I lie to people to get out of those situations. Like, see, for example, I'm free today. And if someone asks me to go somewhere, I'm like, oh, I think I have a fever. I'm not going to make it today. You guys just have fun. I don't know why I'm like this. So, yeah.
But does that happen with like everyone?
No, that doesn't happen with everyone. See, for example, if I were to go out with you and I don't feel like it, I would tell you upfront. I'll be like, see, I don't feel like it, or like whatever. And I know you wouldn't mind it. Of course, I won't do that to you. But then there are some people with whom you are like very excited. Oh my God, let's do this. Let's do
Yeah.
this. We'll have a huge party on Saturday. And when the day comes, you are like, oh my God, why did I do that? I just have to get out of it. It's like I'm making up for all those times when I gave people all those extra times when I should be taking care of myself. So like, yeah.
No, I think it's not you're not a bad person, and I think as we grow up, we realize this is a part of self-care is to put yourself first, and then
Exactly.
everyone else. And I'm sure like you're speaking for like everyone that when you say that I'm lying to get out of these plans. But have you met someone who's constantly like this energetic? There's a flow of energy. Like whenever you say let's do it, and the person's like let's do it. Yes, like it's all the time. Like, do you have someone that like your friend circle, your family, anyone?
I think it's you. Yeah, I think it's you. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like every time I told you about a plan or like told you, let's do this and that, you have always been so sweet and you have always accompanied me. So yeah, that's you, I feel like.
I feel like my co-workers are going to be like, we do this a whole different person. We don't know her. Like,
See, that is the reason that you are not best friends with her and
That's
I am.
that's true. Because
There
yeah.
are certain things that we would do for our friends that we wouldn't do for anyone else. So that's that.
Yeah, but then exactly. So you're asking me, and I feel like we have similar interests. So I'll be excited. You'll be like, oh, let's go. Like, let's go to an art gallery or something. I'll be, yeah, let's go. But like, have you met someone who's like yes for everything? Anybody asks.
So I have this friend called Shuchitra and she's crazy. Like she's crazier than me. If you tell her to do, let's do this at this time. And there's this other friend of mine who is like, if you text him up at 3 a.m. and like, let's go here and there, he's like, all right, I'm ready. I'm going to be ready in 5 minutes. Most of my friends are like me only. Like they are such homebodies. At least for the guy, he's still a bit extrovert, more extrovert than us. I feel like I don't even know what I am. And he's like very
You're definitely. I think you're extroverted than I am.
no, bro, no. That side only comes out whenever you are in town.
But it's gonna be so funny because I think most people who are coming to this podcast are all pretty introverted. It's so ironic. We're introverted, but we're talking to like thousands of people about our mental health, about our school, about whatnot. It's so ironic.
See, growth.
Growth. Do you believe that like you used to tell yourself these lies like, yeah, I'm all excited, but did you ever feel like that as you kept telling that to yourself and the person that, yeah, I'm excited about this, did that work? Like ultimately, did you become excited for it? So sort of like, did fake it till you make it work, or do you think that doesn't work?
To be honest, in certain situations, I have this trick. Like, say for example, there's an event coming up, and I have to get ready in like an hour, and I don't feel like it. I just like to get dressed and then sit, and then I think, and then I realize that since I'm already like dressed, why don't I just go to that event? So that has worked a lot of times. But there are certain times when you have that kind of gut feeling, like you shouldn't go, like you don't feel
Yeah.
like it. That is a moment when I don't force myself. I'm like, it's okay, it's not worth it. When you look at my Instagrams, you will realize that there are certain pictures that when you look at it, you will realize if I was enjoying at that moment or not.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, that works.
But do you think that in social media, like, but it's a picture, right? Like people are always faking it on social media. Like
Yeah,
I'm one
that's
of them as well.
Same here. But I feel like I have turned into this person. I cannot fake a laughter or I cannot fake smile. Like my smile gets really awkward, like Chandler for some reason. When he is at that photo booth trying to take his picture, there's this guy and he's like, I'm like that. I cannot for some
Right.
reason.
So you think that as you grow up, this fake it till you make it doesn't really work?
No, it doesn't. But there are certain places where you have to. Like for example, if you are at a workplace, you just
Yeah.
have to do it. You have to do it. So
Yeah.
there's no point thinking about it.
So do you think social media helps you in coping, or do you think it makes it worse?
I think it does the exact opposite of coping because every time you scroll, you have a different reaction. Like first reel that you see is like, oh my god, this is like grand, like someone is having a grand vacation somewhere, and then the next one you will see someone is going on a luxury cruise trip and stuff, and then there are people who would just talk about the things that they bought and all those stuffs. I don't know, for some
Yeah.
reason people seem to glorify everything on social media, and that is a huge problem because you are sitting in your sweatpants and you are thinking, god, I'm such a loser, I can't do anything right. So that is what, like, it makes it even worse. You feel like everyone around you is so pretty and you are somewhere like a couch potato for some reason. So I don't know, it just feels like it makes it very worse.
It's funny and ironic because if you all go into her profile and see, it will look like she's having the best life with all her friends
Come on.
and her very pretty like attire and jewelry, and you'll be like, what is this?
Oh, please.
Dude,
That's the illusion that social media creates.
exactly. That's what. So social media is not too helpful for you, like in real.
Not very helpful, but there are certain, like, I feel like you need to focus on those accounts which are good for your mental health for some reason. Like, there are several accounts where people actually are like us, like they talk about the actual struggles and stuff. And see, that's the thing, people don't talk about the negative aspects of the life. They always have to showcase the positive side, and I feel like it has happened a lot in the recent decade or something, because before that we were all pretty like candid on social media. We used to
Yeah.
post about the sunset, we used to post about the book that we were reading,
Yeah.
or the lunch we were having. I miss that a lot.
Yeah, we did not have stories setting before, so we used to post everything, like the screenshots
And I
of
love
that.
that. Sometimes I
Yeah.
think that that was like the best time, the best era of social media. That was.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss that a little bit. I used to post everything, all chats, all gifts. Now everything's like on stories and it disappears after a few times.
Yeah, we just try to like follow the trend.
Yeah.
I don't know where this conversation is going, but anyway.
No, it's right. We are trying to follow the trend, and that makes sense. So like a part of like I have a friend who thinks that retail therapy is very therapeutic. So do you,
I believe that. I was going to say that.
yeah. So like I was gonna ask, like, is retail therapy thing? Like I don't do retail therapy when I'm feeling bad. Mine is food. So yours would be like a retail therapy.
Yes, only if it's a new book or something. Only if it's a book, then only it's going to help me.
Not
I used to do that a lot.
but
Yeah,
not like
eating.
clothes and all clothes, accessories.
I'm not that. No, I don't go out much. Like, I don't go out at all. So it doesn't like help me in that way. So if there's a new book and I'm having a terrible, terrible time,
Hmm.
I will just make myself believe that I deserve it.
Hmm.
Like, I need to have this entire series that I'm not even going to read, and I deserve it because I had a lousy day. That is how we lie to ourselves.
That is true. That is one of the lies I tell myself too. I'm gonna finish this series
Yes.
this year, and I know it
Yes.
will not happen in another 5 years. So yes,
Yeah.
that is true. So like just to make it a little more like fun, and I want to know a little bit of stories. Do you know, like, you don't have to take the names or anything, but obviously, but any incident or any story where you know this person is completely bullshitting on social media, or like, do you, and you know this person is not doing any of that, like, but they're like, oh, my life's all sorted and my life's. I know we have so many people we know, but I just want to know one or two specific stories if you have in mind.
I can tell you thousands of stories, but I'm not going to do that because some of them might view this video. So I'm just going to not talk about those
Keep it
things.
censored and tell me.
See, I'm going to say a very like generic story where, see, we have a lot of people that have wronged us, and you will see those people posting about all those sunshines and rainbows and how you have to be positive, like bullying is not right and you have to be this nice person. You will see those stories on those people's posts, and you
Yeah.
are like, shut it, Rebecca, we know that you are such a
No offense to any Rebecca watching it. It's a generic
yeah,
name.
no offense to any Rebecca, because I thought I should name it Karen, but then I'm like, Karens have already dealt with a lot, so
I
I'm
know.
just gonna name this girl Rebecca.
Do you have your any comfort show that you watch?
Friends. I'm watching it for the 8th or 9th time right now.
I know.
I don't know, for some reason the earlier seasons were just so comforting.
Yeah.
I relate so much, and that is because we are 26 right now.
Mm.
And when the show started, they were also 26. So for some reason, it just feels like I am having a chat with my friends.
I saw this reel somewhere. It said that like like characters in Friends have started getting their house and getting married and getting like having kids all after 30s. So like it's
Yeah.
all right if you're lost in your late 20s. Now I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like they started
That's
getting a life
so
together
true.
after 30s. Yeah.
And the things that they go through, it's like so relatable. I feel like I can relate to them more than the people
We have in our
more
lives.
yeah, right now.
And then yeah, now that you're married, do you think
Yeah.
that has like having a partner or having someone that you can share things with, do you think that has helped you with in a lot of difficult, challenging situation? Or do you like tend to internalize everything?
The thing is that I used to be someone who used to like disconnect from people whenever there's like, I used to be the kind of person who would separate myself whenever there's some kind of inconvenience or I'm not feeling good, because I used to think that, oh, it's going to bother someone else, oh, it's going to bother, I shouldn't like cry or something. I still can't cry in front of people, but I don't know, for some reason ever since I got married, I cry a lot. For some reason I cry a lot, but not in a bad way.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that
like,
is the disclaimer.
yeah, not in a bad way. I realized that I just needed someone to understand me. Like, it's okay to cry in front of your partner, and it's okay because I don't know, that's your person. After we got married, my partner was like, you know, you are all that I have, because at the end of the day, our parents are not going to be there.
Yeah.
And once we have kids, they are going to grow up and have their separate families. So it's like at the end of the day, we are what we have. So
Yeah.
we are a team. So that has helped a lot. Like he's my best friend, and I don't know, sometimes it's like even if I have a lousy day, say nothing has happened and I have not done anything productive, I feel like I can always return back to home, and I can always have that fun time with my best friend. So
It's
yeah, that
actually a
has
very positive message that if you are with the right person, if you're married to the right person, it just makes it so much easier. Like every day
Yeah.
just is so much easier, especially if you have a difficult day at work or difficult day with people. It just makes it so much easier. So yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
definitely agree. Having a good partner is just, it's really,
Yeah.
it's nice. It's a
And you
form
know,
of
the
therapy.
weird part is that I used to think that I'm the kind of person who cannot cry. Everyone around me was like, oh God, you are so strong. I've never seen you cry. But I realized that I'm just the opposite. I cry like a baby. I cry just like that. I watch a movie and I will cry at anything and everything. It's just, I just never had that kind of space where I can be comfortable with the people that I cry in front of. So
Yeah.
yeah, that helped a lot.
Do you remember any instances where you had to like held you had to held your ground? You're like you're falling apart. And I'm not talking about work and all because I know work and all is very like precious word.
Yeah.
But like any social event or any friends event where you're like, I am falling apart, but like if people look at you, they're like, oh my god, like she's just enjoying this party a lot. Like, do you remember any such instances?
Oh, yeah.
Does that happen very often?
You know, it used to happen a lot, but for some reason, I don't know. As I grew up, I just started, like, for some reason I have turned into this person, and I have this like thing that I do. Like I try to console myself like I am my own kid for some reason. Like I'm having a worse time and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay, are you feeling better? I don't know, I do this thing, and for some reason it just helps me a lot. So something happened last year. We went to this Manali trip and I got really sick for some reason. I don't know how. I was really sick, and we had to go to all these fun to do all these fun activities and take part in this zip lining and stuff, and I was really excited, but also at the same time I was like, I don't know, I was feeling so sick and I just could not stand. I was throwing up, I was doing, I don't know, I was crying and everything. And if you look at those pictures, you will not see anything because it's like only I know how I was feeling. I did all those things, but internally I was like trying to hold myself. Like I don't know how I did it, and I don't know, I feel very proud of myself because of those moments when I look back.
Yeah, I think a lot of us go through that very often where we have to pretend like we are all fine, but we are not.
Okay, see, I know that this is about me, but I want you to answer the question as well. I want you to say, like, share an incident with
Mhm.
us.
The most things I can think honestly are my work days. Like I think it was it's my work like when I used to like my previous companies, one of the companies that I used to work at, and like some of the days were very difficult. And it was difficult because the problem was that we were working on a project and no one could come and take one single decision. And sometimes I just wanted to scream and be like, can we just get this decision done? And like I couldn't. So I had to pretend like, this is all fine, this is all great. It's not a best example, but most of my examples are my work days because I feel like I spent like 80% of my awake life at work. So work is like the most, yeah, like here it's much better here. It's a very different culture here in UK with work. But yeah, back at home, some of the work days were very difficult. So I had to like,
That is so true.
yeah,
That is very true. Like there were so many instances where you just wanted to scream at a client, like, can you
yeah,
stop being stupid? But you just can't. You have to be all professional and you have to word your sentences, and it's just the worst thing ever. It's like
I know.
I just wish, my God.
But do you think so? Like talking about work, do you think it's better like for your mental health to be working at home? Because I know you work at home. I work from office. So like, do you think if you were working from office, that would be like worse because you had to see these people every day?
I feel like for me, working from home is quite difficult because people think for some reason that since you're working from home, you have a lot of time, and they will
Mm,
just keep giving you all this work. And I'm like, chill, I need to
I
eat, I
know.
need to do stuffs. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like since I have no experience working from office, so I cannot say about that. But I think it's quite difficult because at least in front of the screen, you can just mute and stop like your video, and you can just curse at them for some
Yeah,
reason and they won't be able to see it. But if
yeah,
it's in front, if they're in front of you, you can't do that. You
yeah,
have to keep your composure, and you have to be normal. So yeah,
yeah.
I
That's
feel like what you're doing is great. I don't know if anyone has told you this before, but honestly it takes a lot for a person to just not smack someone who is just being absolutely stupid.
but Touchwood, like where I work right now, Touchwood, it's really nice. Like my team's really nice, my manager's really nice. But I feel like work is like that. You'll have difficult bad days, and then
Yeah,
and
that's
then you
true.
can't really, and you can't exactly, you can't like lose your composure at work. You can't say okay, goodbye, see you, like never. Like coming back to a little bit on friendships and friends group. Do you think that closure is a thing, or do you think that's just a myth? You never get closure at all.
I feel like closure is something that, like, you don't need another person to get the closure. You can get the closure inside yourself for some reason. Like, there are certain people, no matter how many conversations you have, no matter how many times you tell them that this bothers you, they won't listen. So it's
Yeah.
like, you are, at the end of the day, you are just putting yourself in that place where you are getting hurt constantly, and you don't need that.
Yeah.
And after a certain time, you have to tell yourself, see, this person is not good for me, and this is the closure that I think is for me, because I cannot expect them to just leave me alone. There have been so many moments where I have told people, say, I don't want to be friends with you, and that was like the last straw, because I'm someone,
Yeah.
I cannot deal
I know.
with confrontation. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I told them, you did this and this and this and this, and I'm like, I cannot deal with you, I cannot be friends with you because you keep doing this. And the person next day, they will post pictures with me and like, oh, I'm so glad everything is fine between us. I'm like, don't you get it? Don't you get it? And after a certain time, what I do is I phase them out.
Mm-mm. Okay.
So that is how, like, I pretend like I'm not doing anything. Like, I will text them, I will do this and that, and after a certain times I will just phase them out, and it's like, it's so natural that they don't even realize it. But they will now, if they
I
watch this video.
I was gonna ask. I was like, see, if they don't realize that you're phasing them out, that means they didn't really find you important either. Because
That's
let's say
true.
you start
That's
phasing
true.
me out, I'll be like, what happened? I'll be worried.
Yeah, that's true.
Even I think, like, even for me, I think closure is like that. Like, I say it's a closure and it doesn't happen. And then, like,
Yeah.
like, it's a last chance. And then
Yeah.
suddenly it's like, you're like, it doesn't affect me anymore. Like, yeah, whatever.
That's
Like,
true.
it's fine. And I think that's for
I
me
used
to be a
to
closure.
be like I used to be that person who would give them chance. I'm like, oh, everyone makes mistakes. Like, let's just give them a chance, and that's not the right thing. It's like, if they were your friend, they wouldn't make that kind of mistake in the first place. They wouldn't need you to give them a chance. Like, they would make sure that the friendship is very important, and they will not put you in that spot.
Yeah.
So I learned that after years and years and years of bad friendships and stuff, and like, I don't know.
Yeah. But do you think that closure is necessary for your, like, for a good mental peace, or like, is it necessary, or it is fine if they're just there in your life and you don't really get a closure?
I get bothered a lot. Like, I will hold grudges. Like, if you do something, if you wrong me, I will hold grudges. Like, if you stand there drinking water or breathing, I'll be like, look at that person, like, drinking water, like they own this place. And I'm like, I
I
cannot do
can't
this.
picture you like that at all. I feel like you're one of the sweetest people I know.
See, that is the reason, because you are a good friend, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't see that side of me. But then there are people who are just annoying. I just cannot picture them in front of me. It's just, oh, it
No,
just
I-
irritates me.
For people who don't know, Ananya has a lot of friends. A lot of friends. And
Okay.
everyone's wondering if right now, if they are the ones who's annoying.
See, that's the funny part. They should be. They should treat me better, so
I
that
think I
I
can't
don't
even say it. I have like 5 friends, 6 friends, and they'll be like,
Oh, please, come on.
oh my
See,
god.
I feel like having a lot of friends doesn't matter. If you have like 2 or 3 close friends, that is like the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
Like, right now, I can say like 3, 4 good friends, and that's it. Like, I
Yeah.
have people, like, good people in my life, but if I have to choose, like, I have like 3 or 4 very close friends. So that has helped a lot. See, there have been instances where I used to think that certain people are my friends, like, just because they were in the group,
Hmm.
and then they started treating me like I am his wife, not their friend.
Hmm.
So then I realized that that is where their priorities lie. So I'm like, I don't even want to consider you as anything.
Hmm.
Like, it's like that. So right now I have a bunch of people who are like the closest, and they protect me, and that is the biggest thing, I feel like.
Yeah.
And they
Friends
have seen
are
me grow up.
Yeah, friends are a part of, definitely, I feel like, definitely like part of your coping mechanism.
And you know what? Something that I want to talk about is that we have known each other since we were born, and
Mhm.
I feel very grateful because we have had similar things happen in our lives, like almost similar events. So I always had someone to talk about certain stuff, like, for example, marriage and stuff, and all the difficulties and all the good things. Like, I know that I have that person that I can talk to. So, like, yeah.
That's what I said in my intro. Like, I filmed the intro before this call, and I was like, that's what I said. I'm like, we have just talked about falling in love, we have gotten married, and like, we have such common things. Like, we've seen each other go through a lot in this last 26 years. And I'm like, yeah, it's actually it's really nice to have someone that to share all
Yeah,
these
it's
things with.
beautiful because I remember we used to meet like once a year, and every time we would meet and we would catch up, and like things and events were like so similar. It's like, oh, you went through this and I went through something similar, and it was just so much fun for
Yeah,
some reason.
yeah, that is definitely a part of, like, having a good mental health, to like have these friends you can talk to. Definitely that. And now that you're not just married, but you have friends, and we talk so much about mental health, women's mental health especially, I want to talk a little about men's mental health. And like, now you're living with a man, so like, you don't have to comment on things like that you don't want to share, but most like, how is it different? How do they cope differently than us?
before talking about this, I want to preface by saying that it's not about all men.
It's just like our people in our lives is what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
no, I have always been attracted towards people and friends who are very like vocal about these things. Like, if you are my friend or if you're my partner, I want you to be vocal. It doesn't have to be a big thing. You can just tell me, oh, this is something that I don't like and this hurts me. I really like those kind of things, and I think that is the reason why I got attracted to him in the first place. He was my friend. Like, we have been friends since, I don't know, kindergarten or something. And I just like it when people are very like out there. People can like actually say, I like it when men can actually say that this hurts them, and I like it when men cry. Not in a like in that kind of way, like not, I don't want to inflict pain on them, but it's just I like it when they can express their emotions. Like, people always say that men cannot cry, men don't cry. I'm like, if they are not supposed to cry, they wouldn't have that mechanism, they won't have those tear ducts, right? So I like it, and I really like it that he is very like emotional and he can express himself. And I don't know, for some reason I like it. I like it when people say, when guys say that, oh, I don't know, this show made me emotional. I like it for some reason. Like, it's like
Yeah.
we all have that in common and we should embrace it. So because of that, I feel like having someone who is equally emotional like me helps a lot for
Yeah.
some reason. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I comfort him, sometimes he comforts me, and I don't know. I feel like that is the best thing ever.
That's how it should be. All of us are human beings. We should all be
Yeah.
able to be vocal about our health, mental health, everything. So yeah, I completely agree with what you said. What is your most unhinged coping mechanism that works for you? Like crazy
Most
unhinged coping mechanism.
Okay. I don't know. For some reason, I like to color.
That's
I have
That's
this.
a very nice thing.
But what's unhinged? Wait, let me think. Do I
I
have
don't
anything?
like for some people it would be like going to a raging room and just breaking things. That's also not too unhinged, but do that. You have to tell me something crazy, wild thing that you do that
Some
helps you.
just eat ice cream and watch some show. That is
No.
the most I can do. I
No.
don't do anything.
Try again.
Like, I don't. Okay, wait. Let me think. What do I do?
Like, do you eat
Right.
raw bitter gourd? That's an unhinged thing to do.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't do that. But I can eat an entire packet of chips.
That's not an unhinged thing.
Clean
That I do
packet of
every day.
That's what.
Do you
Okay,
like?
tell me something that you do.
I think I just go and pick up a fight with my husband, but that's not unhinged.
Oh my
That's me every day.
god, that's kind of funny.
That's just every day at this point.
That's funny, but sad for him.
No, it's just sad for him because he doesn't react anymore. He's like, okay, it's like every day, so sure. You're just
So that's sad for you, maybe.
yeah, he doesn't fight back, so it's even more annoying. Like, why aren't you fighting
Yeah,
back?
I know,
Say
right?
something back.
It's like you're trying to pick a fight, and the person in front of you is like not even going to react. I'm like, come on, hello. I'm trying to do something.
Yeah, but no, you have to tell me something like you eating a raw potato or something.
No, I don't do that. That's just going to give me like diarrhea, nothing else.
Okay, what
Raw
about
potato.
I don't know, okay, throwing a flower pot?
I'm going to have to clean that up, right? So not going to help me. Oh, I do something. I don't know if it's unhinged. It's more Monica-ish because
Okay.
I clean my room. I don't know. I just start deep cleaning.
That's
Deep
therapeutic.
cleaning, and for some reason, it just helps me a lot. I don't know if it's adulting or something. I don't know. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, ew, when did I turn into this person?
But yeah, that's not unhinged. That's like nice. That's a therapeutic. So coloring,
Yeah.
screaming at people in your head, and cleaning. None of this is wild or unhinged.
No, I need to think of something. By the next interview, I have to come up with something,
This is not an interview. I'm not
Whatever.
hiring you for the job because you're not able to tell me what wild thing you do.
That's very sad. Okay, I have to think. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to answer
can't-
this question because I cannot.
I can't believe this. Asking ChatGPT, what is the craziest thing you do? to help
Yeah,
your
because I
friend?
talk to ChatGPT a lot, I feel like I talk to
I
ChatGPT
know.
more than I talk to humans these days.
I know. Me
For
too.
some reason.
It's I
Yeah.
think that is so sad actually. And so for our last and fun segment, I thought I'm gonna give you a bit of like scenarios and you have to tell me if that is healing for you or spiraling further into the crazy
Okay.
for you. Saying no to plans but then crying because you feel left out.
Healing. I don't have FOMO. I never have FOMO. I have the opposite of that. What is that? What is the opposite of FOMO?
I don't know. No FOMO.
I was going to say MOFO, but then I realized it's something else. So I'm like, no. Let's just not go there.
Yeah, let's not. I don't want my video to be taken down. Okay, blocking them for peace.
Yes.
Healing.
I do that. When I do that, that's like the last one. I'm very happy. I feel very light. I don't know if you do that or not, but sometimes I go on Instagram or I go on Facebook and I just unfriend people out of nowhere. I don't know. That's very therapeutic for some
That's
reason.
your most unhinged thing
That's
that you do.
see, that is unhinged. Yeah, see,
Unbelievable.
that
I
is
have to bring
unhinged.
it out. I have to bring out all this crazy unhinged story out of you. That's the
I
crazy
don't
thing. Just unfriend people.
I do that a lot, and that is the reason why I don't get any more likes in my posts. That's very sad, but still, I just unfriend people left and right for some reason.
I think my unhinged would be I don't unblock people. I keep them and then I'm like, living my best life on social media.
That's actually quite nice. I feel like.
I think it's really
I
bad.
wish I could do
don't
that.
recommend it. No, I think what you do is more normal. So keep unfriending people and then randomly.
How is that even normal? Like I was saying, Bob, someday Bob is going to be like, oh my god, I don't know why this person unfriended me. Am I that bad?
I have to keep a check now and I am unfriended all of a sudden from Ananya's
Oh
list.
please. Oh please.
So the next one is posting a cryptic Insta story hoping that one specific person sees it. Is it healing for you or spiraling?
I feel like it's in the middle, because what if they retaliate and they post something even worse than what I was trying to convey? And if they don't, then that's
If you
healing.
do
But
that,
if
that
they-
means like, is it like a little bit of healing for you if you actually do that?
I think it is, but at the end of the day, I will ultimately block or unfriend that person, so it's not going to help
So
in any way.
So it will become spiraling if they retaliate back.
Yeah, that's true.
The next one is saying I am not mad and then proceeding to write a long paragraph.
Healing. Healing. But then I spiral when the person is like, you write a long paragraph and at the end they're like, or okay.
That is
I
spiraling.
absolutely hate that.
I know. I have people in my life who have done that to me. I'm using it in present tense. I have people in my life who have done that to me. Can you?
Same here.
Yeah.
I married that person. You write this long paragraph and they're like, okay. I'm like, what? You have to say something. He's like, I have nothing to say. What do I say to that?
Yours is at least reading. Mine won't even read. Like it's too long. You tell me when I'm at home.
Like, just tell me the gist and I will just answer you.
The next one is pretending to be busy when you're just lying on your bed doing nothing.
Healing. Just thinking about it is making me feel so happy. I'm just going to do that.
Honestly, when people ask me here, what's your weekend plan? I'm like just rotting in bed. That's my weekend plan. I'm not. I just want to chill. Romanticizing your sadness with a rainy day and a sad girl playlist.
I used to do that. I used to, like, whenever I used to be in a car, I would listen to sad songs and I would pretend that I'm in a Lana Del Rey music video. I don't know. I feel like everyone has done that.
We all have done that.
And then my mother would look at me, give me this weird look. She would give me this bombastic side eye, and I would be like, okay, chill.
So now you don't do that. Or what's your way of romanticizing life right now?
I don't know. I feel like I talk to myself a lot for some reason.
Yeah.
I used to do that, but I do that a lot right now. Like, I have this specific time
Mhm.
of the day, like at around 8 or 9, that when I would go somewhere and I would just talk to myself.
These
Like,
are
I
the
would
weird
want-
things you're supposed to say about yourself. You're like,
But I feel like people do that. Or am I just weird?
no, like, I don't think a lot of people have the specific time where they're like, oh, this is now it's my meeting with myself.
Yeah, I get very angry when someone tries to like take that away from me. I'm like, people are like, are you busy? I'm like, yeah, with myself. I need to talk to myself. I don't know, that helps a lot for some reason.
You don't realize that if you tell people, yeah, I'm busy with myself, that does not sound like you're having a meeting with yourself at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Starting your wellness era on a Monday and then giving up by Wednesday.
Oh, yes.
That's me
That
at my
is
75
like,
hard.
it just I feel like I start on Monday and then like give up by the end of the day. I'm like, come on, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Just please.
So is that healing for you or is that like spiraling for you?
I feel like that's healing, because come on, everyone does that.
Yeah, true. And the final one is telling your friend it's not that deep when it's extremely deep.
Oh, yes.
Healing.
Spiraling.
Oh, that's
Not at all. That's spiraling. Because I will cry myself to sleep thinking about it.
Yeah, me too.
I know you do too.
Yeah, I do. I keep saying, yeah, it's chill.
Yeah,
But it's
I'm
not
I'm
shit.
fine. I need to take this on one hand, and I'm gonna be like, Ross, seriously, I'm fine.
I want to put that as the thumbnail, and where you say, I like it when men cry. That's
Oh my god,
that's on the thumbnail.
everyone is going to hate me. Everyone is going to hate me.
That was our fun segment, and we have come to the end of our podcast. So thank you
I'm
for being
sad
here.
it's over. I'm sad.
No, but we'll be renewed for season 2 for those of you who are
I hope
watching.
so. I hope so.
Yeah, and I'm
You can
like,
do it at your wedding.
I do want, we should film one where we are together, like not
Yeah.
online. People are like, she keeps saying she's married, but she also keeps saying she's going to get married. It'll be like a whole
See, that's the
exhibition I have to put.
mystery. See, that's the mystery that you will not get to understand because you're not her best friend.
Right. You
Mm.
have to be in the inner
These are the
circle.
privileges.
Thank you for being here, Ananya. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Those of you watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment what is your most unhinged coping mechanism if you're eating raw vegetables. Because to me, that's crazy. And
You don't eat vegetables at all. So, anyway, even
I
if
know.
they eat cooked vegetables, you will find that very crazy.
I don't eat vegetables at all. See you guys soon in our next video.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because she works a lot and she's working really hard for these videos. And she's my friend. So, I would like punch you if you don't subscribe to her. Just saying. I'm kidding, but I'm not.
And don't forget to press the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. And I will link our book club link and Ananya's Bookstagram page all in the description box. And I'll see you again with a new video next week. Bye.